We joined back in with our adventures after last week. They had started the battle with the golem and the goo and the infected bullet, and so many crazy things are going on. They'd taken a bit of a decision for Saata and Ichi to take the offense against the golem, against the bullet, sorry, while the others chased after the goo. We left, however, as the bullet jumped chasing after Eleni. But landing on Volu with a heavy slam and sticking Volu to the underside. You're finding Volu, obviously, it's that classic, the top armor is heavily armored, the underside is smushy and sticky and gooey. Not normally sticky, but
you'd hope not.
Here you are stuck. As we come back in, it is the goo's turn. So the goo was loading up for... Okay, you see the goose strikes up against the golem, and again, Dante and Eleni, from your positions, you can see that the goo is almost like wrapping around. It is an attack, but it's like wrapping around and trying to get seep into the golem as opposed to like knocking chunks off it. However, upon seeing the others of you still coming, they are again going to disengage and 5 times. Further down the corridor. As we come to Ichi.
Each will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Get there, get up to the bullet, and it's just going to take some slashes. No flanking.
Bless.
Yeah, I'm rolling the bless. Don't you worry. That should hit. That's going to be like a 17 for attack number 1. There it is. That is 7 points of slashing damage. Attack number 1. Con save.
Yep.
I should be fine. 18.
Yeah.
And then attack number 2.
Interestingly, you are not. The spores come out. So Volu's not affected. The spores seem to spray out the top, and as you're like fully stuck to the bottom, they don't see you're required to make a save.
Oh wow. But 17 is not okay for
17,
me.
No, 17 is good. I was saying, interestingly, Volu is not affected. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like, interestingly not. I was like, what? Attack number 2. I don't want to say it. I rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
Where's my percentile die?
I do have it.
We're doing great.
I believe in you guys. You got this.
Did Mum send it in the...
I don't remember it. I'm not even sure if I've seen it.
Very middle of the road, 45.
Well, that wouldn't be a thing. But it is now.
It is on.
What do you mean it is now? No!
I'll have a quick look. Is this it? No, it's not that.
To be fair, I did quite enjoy that. As much as I'm someone who does love just brutality and everything meaning something, I quite enjoyed that's a thing.
Yeah, I think you'd have just liked the window of not a thing to be smaller. Okay, so roll your percentile dice.
Oh yeah, 45.
Okay, so... Okay, yeah, because Mum still does have it's just the middle bit is embarrassment. So I'm going to say that Ichi, so the first slash, you cut a large section off, and as you go to strike with a lunge, you almost slide into the splits for a second before having to that waddling recover that you do have to do. But other than that, nothing harmed but your pride.
Oh yeah, and Sarasa just watched that. Oh no.
Nice split, Ichi.
Interesting tactics, my boy.
Your great graceful lunge.
It helps me get lower.
Anything else from Ichi?
No, that's me, buddy.
Okay, so annoyingly, so Art can't get there in one move.
God damn it, Sir Arthur, do better.
Throw a potion at it.
No, he's gonna. So you see, he 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and as he's moving, he gets to the end and he drops his sword, but you notice that it slings down at his waist as it seems almost tied to it seems almost tied to the belt all of a sudden. He definitely didn't tie it on, and it hasn't been tied on. He's been swinging it around, but it's almost like as he dropped it, it like tied itself on. Pulls out a throwing axe and launches it straight down at the creature. Unfortunately, again, just off the still pieces of armor that are there and stable. He will load up another, and I don't know if he can. Yeah, into item interactions. He'll get. Well, I'll say with his second attack, he like readjusts his sword and gets ready to move in for the next one. As we come to Dante.
Dante looks back at the chaos that just seems to be following him, which for once has nothing to do with him. Save for once. But Dante literally just runs and whips right past the golem. So that was 15, 20, 35, 40. So, and this time, going to potentially change. Yes.
Read.
Uh-oh.
Continue.
And do I want to do it this way? Because you know what? No, I'm going to continue with say what I'm going to do. Well, firstly, I'm going to bonus action, try to pull him towards me with telekinesis. So strength save.
From the goo.
From the gate, yeah.
Okay, yeah. It is pulled 5 foot towards you.
Right, because of where that is, because it's not in the squares, what square is it in? Now the middle of it.
It's a 10-foot creature, so it takes up the.
Oh fuck! Is it?
Yeah, so, it's because it's amorphous. It actually covers a 10-foot area.
Oh right, I didn't realize that. So I'm in 5 feet of it now.
Yeah, you are now within 5 foot of it.
Oh, wonderful, cool. Drop bow, sword out.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hack and slash baby. So first the hit. That was an 11 plus 4, so that's 15 plus whatever my normal thing is. Plus 6 is 21.
Definitely hits.
That is 10 points of normal damage, 1 point of my fire damage.
Okay. As you stab into it, the bits that it's not the bits that you stab. The bits that stab react in the same way all the goo has been, all almost recoiling away. But the licks of flame and the dripping hot bits that drip off the sword, where it hits, it just.
And because it's been a long time since I've needed to actually slash something, its movement speed is reduced by 5 feet. Was it 10 feet? Hang on.
You don't need to look that it can't be affected by movement reducing effects.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, second attack.
You see, the section you cut just reforms up. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Well, that was a 17 plus my stuff plus 6. So yes, that's 23.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, nice. I looked up at 2 normal damage. I went, oh, that sucks. But the so normal damage. I don't know if you need everything separate, by the way.
That's fine. Let's go with me as it is.
So normal damage was 7 points of damage,
Mm-hmm.
and Crimson Right is 6 points of flaming damage.
Okay. You bring the sword slashing down and stabbing into it, and as you stab straight through it, the flames engulf and start to dissolve all sections of the goo. As it's finishing to burn up, can you make me a dex save as one tiny bit jumps from the burning corpse towards your boot?
I mean, I rolled badly. However, my dex save is good, and I've got bless. So that's 18.
Okay, you pull your boot back at the last second, and it against the floor, with you able to just stomp it out, or even sword on it.
Yeah, definitely sword on it. I ain't touching that shit. Cool. Right. Well, that is all my move, action, and thing done. I'm gonna look at the golem now.
Its eyes, well, yeah, its focus shifts up the corridor that goo was going.
So it's not looking at me.
Anything else?
I just said, is it not looking at me?
Sorry. No, it's past you up the corridor.
Okay, well, that's not absolutely terrifying. Okay, that's everything I can do. I've got no more
Okay.
movement bonus.
After which Volu. So Volu, you can still so for example, you can still sort of speak. So you can cast anything that doesn't require somatic components. So that's the little S in the component bit. You can also, as an action, attempt to break free.
To break free.
But it's an athletics to break free. You muted still.
Yeah. I think Beachy should the next character should be a bard.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you be a bard, and I think you would have. I think you would be really good at it.
Happens to you.
Oh, I can have some fun with it. I've only played Bard once.
I really enjoy being a bard. Sorry, Paul.
Oh, my brain's gone. Yeah, I'm going to break free.
Okay, so
Try-
make me an
Try to at
athletics.
least.
So unfortunately, each's bonus and bless don't affect an athletics check.
Athletics. Dirty 20.
Okay. Through the sheer panic and like, Icky, get off me. You just pull and pull, unsticking yourself, sticking yourself back down, almost, like you get your shoulder and your arm free, you push off and your hand's stuck, and you pull your other hand up, and you do manage to free yourself. You are spat out in the space just to the right of it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I going to try and get as far away from that thing as possibly.
As you go, it is going to take a little attack of opportunity.
That is fine.
What's it talking about? Oh, 25 to hit.
Only just.
Yeah. Okay, and as you're going, it takes a massive bite attempt on the back of you. Again, you're seeing the like gloopy, almost it's almost like it's stuck its mouth together with like red pink glue, and it's like opening in stretchy long things as it clamps down towards you. You take 10 points of damage, and can you make a no, not for these ones, you're fine. As it bites against you, you are able to sort of keep going as you tear free of its weird sticky teeth, and you are covered in this pink gooey resin now.
Excellent.
Anything else?
I'll stand there and just go, "Ah, what the flip is this stuff?" And kind of lick my wounds a little bit, like figuratively, not lick the goo.
Did Foley just suddenly turn Scottish?
I was going to say that was very, very
Yeah,
Scottish.
like,
It just came out.
oh, what is it? I don't know. That wasn't Scottish. But
No, that was just me with a slightly raised voice.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not my fault all the Northerners sound the same to you.
After Volu, the Golem.
you mean uneducated?
So the Golem. Oh, it's gonna move up this way.
Back opportunity. No.
After which Ash again will move up to this corner and do a firebolt blast. Okay, which does hit and deals some okay damage. You
It's
notice,
super effective.
Ichi, that the magical damage doesn't seem to burst the pustules and spores when the
Okay.
firebolt like hits into it. It's just that it was hot and burned through it burned enough rather than it's physical. You're getting the impression physical.
Physical damage does more. Well,
Causes
causes
the spore blast. Okay. After which, Eleni.
Hey Lenny. I guess they're just gonna send another arrow into the infected bullet. That's a Lenny's thing. How is the bullet looking? Like with all the infection and everything happening, does it look like the infection's spreading at all? If it's also like
No,
the bullet's eyes, do they seem like it's got like if it's self-cognitive kind of thinking, or does it look like it's kind of
it looks almost shifting crazy. Looks like it's like constant threat mode.
okay? This thing's quite strong, so that probably won't do much. Yeah, we'll go for another Zephyr Strike to gain the advantage and the extra damage. Ooh, thank God for the advantage. Hey, natural 20.
Very good, very good.
So damage is going to be 10 double to 20 plus 3, so 23 from the Zephyr Strike damage. And then 20, that is going to be a 42. I'm rolling 40s apparently.
So unfortunately, that is in the embarrassing.
In the embarrassment, sure thing. So yeah, as Eleni kind of knocks that arrow and the bullet kind of like watches Volu dart off and begins to turn its attention towards Ichi. Eleni just looses an arrow as it opens its mouth and it just pins its tongue to the roof of its mouth. So any kind of like screech is just kind of weirdly muffled now. Oh. Yeah, becomes a giant Chewbacca.
Okay, nice.
And then second attack. Ooh, D4, help me. Yeah, that should be good. That should be good with Eleni's bonus. Yeah, that's going to be a dirty 20.
That gonna hit.
Yeah.
You're a dirty 20.
How dare you? That's just going to be 6 points of piercing damage in the second attack.
No, I'm a dirty 30.
Whoa. Yeah. Hey now.
Okay. Can I get 2 con saves from Ichi, please?
Yes, you can. Con save number 1 is going to be 16.
Okay.
Con save number 2. Oh, very good rolls. That is a 26 again.
Okay. As the 2 arrows strike and the spurts of spores spray off, but Ichi almost ready for it now, holding breath in time with the strike lands. Okay. After,
and I believe that's
anything else
Eleni.
from everything from Eleni, sweet.
Yeah.
In which case, back to the top with it. So,
You guys not dealt with your thing yet? If there's like 3 of you fighting it.
Yeah, we left you to go fight the easy one, bud.
I didn't.
It's the only thing we trusted you to do.
No, I mean, one person still cleared his 1 item.
Yeah. That's like saying, hey, the kid stepped on an ant.
And so far, all we've been able to do is cough over some spores.
Okay. So, the...
Well done, you stabbed the puddle.
So I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, not leaving range for an attack, but they sort of like full turn and charge towards Sarata as they okay. Okay, as they come swiping through, they just crit Sarata.
Ooh.
So as they jump, like they turn and jump, like and just bite down on Sarata, who was like mid pulling up, like getting into battle ready position. It just like closes his mouth around him. A 26 on the crit table. Oh, so as you'd see that as the mouth closes around him, it almost like head down closes around his whole body. And as the mouth closes shut, you'd see that the sword once again drops from Sir Arthur's hand. But also, once again, like when he dropped it on purpose, it seems to like catch itself. A rope just manifests and catches itself on his belt. But he does take some damage. So he takes. Oh, okay. You hear like a from Saata and almost like a splurt of blood, almost like the popping his armor and the crunching of metal as he just took 44 points of damage.
Oh,
Oh,
yikes!
that's
Yeah.
That's like my whole health.
As he like spits Saata to the ground, he swivels and is going to claw twice at Ichi. Almost again, Ichi. You're noticing like frantic, like, and again, from what you've been described from those that are infected, it's almost like they hallucinate. Tabitha. Was it Tabitha?
Yes.
Described it as almost everybody became shadows, and seemed threatening. But it is going to claw towards you once for a 13, definitely misses.
Misses.
And then second time for a 22.
That hits.
Okay, for 15 points of damage as the claws rake across your chest.
15 damage.
Okay, after which, Ichi.
Wonderful. Be helpful. Yep, good old bread and butter sword attack. Where are we? Ichi is going to move into flanking position though.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the flank. How did I roll a 2 and a 3? Let's see. 3 plus the 4 brings that up to what? That's 7, and then plus. Yeah, I don't think this is plus 6. So that's 13 and 1 off.
Yeah, just misses.
Attack number 2. There we go. That one hits. Let's see if I get the 20. I do not. That is going to be a 26 for attack number 2. And I am going to again put another second level Divine Smite in. 4, 7, bring that up to 11. Another 7 to 18, and a 6 to 24 plus 3. So that's 27 points of damage, and only 6 of that was slashing.
Okay.
No, yeah, 6 of that was slashing. So yeah, like 19 of that was radiant.
Okay, you bring your weapon down in a glowing, slamming light that explodes the creature outwards. Can you make a con save? And also, can you make a dex save?
Oh no. Okay, so con save is going to be a 16.
Okay. Again, as the spores wash over you, you hold your breath and manage to resist.
Now the dex save is where I'm going to go wrong. Things are going to happen. Okay, not bad. 15.
Okay. And once again, though, not for your knowledge, once again, but for once again, as you struck the creature that final time, a small, like marble-sized bit of red moved, like almost tried to jump towards you. And at first, Ichi, you nearly didn't move because of the just spray of all the red anyway. But through the spray of red, there was almost just like a more almost perfectly circular blob of it bouncing towards your foot as you pull your foot back, and it just seems to pop and stop moving on the floor. And everything seems to go quiet.
Is there a little bit of like that red residue that's left?
Does the whole creature? Yeah, the whole
Yeah, like
creature
specifically
is
that red bit that kind of came out and popped.
Have
So
we?
Arthur would like drop to the floor.
Before kind of going further, firstly, are we out of initiative?
Mhm.
Dante's
The
going to
golem
be
just
like,
continues.
Dante's literally just going to shout out, "You guys done down there? I think there's more up this way."
Right. Rally back to us for a moment. Sir Arthur took a big hit, so we're just gonna look after ourselves for a moment, make sure we're ready for whatever comes next.
Yeah, he would pull a potion from his belt and take a good swig from the potion, and you would also notice him touch a hand to his chest for recognizably a little bit of lay on hands.
Lay on hands. When he does this, do the veins go? When he lay on hands, doesn't?
No.
Okay. When Ichi was divine smiting, did it look like he was surprised by lack of response from Ichi?
No.
Okay. So perhaps that only happens when they channel divinity. I don't know. Maybe, who knows? Ichi is going to take an empty vial and is going to put some of the red goo and such that was popping and everything into it for study later.
Oh, goody. Nothing ever goes wrong when you go to study a sentient infection.
Well, the more information we have, the better. I'm going to take it straight to the doctors and throw it at their face.
So are we just letting the golem go? Carry on fighting it, whatever is there.
So we'll sort of look and say, we can hold the exit if you wish to continue forwards. I will only be a moment if you...
We can push on. We can continue pushing on. I will... I will put 10 points of lay on hands into myself. Just to give me a little bit more of a background.
Dante is if we've been told that, say we can carry on, and Ichi, you just said we should carry on, yeah, as well. I will run to catch up.
We should be able to move together. Don't separate. By all means, take the headline, but don't go too far.
So yeah, Dante will book it.
We will follow. Obviously, like you've got the extra 10 feet, which is why you're heading off. But yeah, we will keep as close as we can.
So if I get to, I'm going to stay roughly at a push. I'm going to say 70 feet ahead of them.
Okay.
I need to heal myself, so I'm going to cast some cure wounds just to stop myself from being nearly dead.
I'm going to pick up my bow, just to say. We never say these things, but you never know.
No, as I say.
15, 19, 22. Okay.
So can I catch up with the golem? So I'm assuming
I don't know. Can you catch up with the golem? You start booking it. And you're running for like 2 or 3 minutes. You can hear the sound of the footsteps and the occasional thud and sounds of fighting. But can everyone who's trying to move make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Wisdom saving throw.
Everyone with Ichi, so the Volu, Ichi, Lenny group, you obviously get the bonus from Ichi, but the bless has gone now.
Yeah, Dante will not because they're so far ahead.
Yes, because he's 70 foot ahead.
And I don't think my 3 will massively help with that.
I rolled a natural 19.
What did you say? With save?
Yeah. Oh, I forget my modifier for wisdom for my wisdom save. That is a 28.
Beautiful.
What was your add-on?
+3.
17.
With saves are not my friend.
Okay, so
me like a double save.
Ichi, you actually, what did Eleni get? Sorry.
Oh yeah, Eleni.
I can roll.
Sure.
I rolled a 10.
Should have taken my roll. We'll go with a 10. Okay, so 10 plus their 4 for 14 plus my 3 for 17. Yeah, 17.
Okay, so Ichi, you're running, and you're like, again, even for you, you're thinking like we should really have caught up with it by now. You know, Dante's pushing ahead; he's not shouting back or anything. And about the minute mark, at 2 or 3 points while running, both Volu and Eleni tried to take turns when you could see Dante running in front. So it's almost like if you imagine on the map that we've got just there, Dante's sprinting up this corridor here.
Mhm.
You can still see Dante. You can see the back of him going up this corridor, and Eleni will try and turn down this route. And you're like, no, this way. I see him, and then almost like shake their head for a moment and be like, oh yeah, and keep up. And both Volu and Eleni have been trying to turn off the normal path, and Ichi, as we get to like, there's a bend and a turn on the left or the right, and you get into a straight of about 100 feet, and no Dante.
Great.
I mean, is that really much different from normal Dante?
Yes, but that's the issue. It's not different from what normally happens, and the fact is we were trying to avoid it. It's why I was like, don't go too far ahead, you fuck.
I didn't go too
You
far.
didn't. You were doing well, but shit's fucking with our minds.
I mean, 70 foot's a bit of a distance.
I gotta say,
Yeah, I mean, especially in like
that's
this low light.
that's 3 full movements for me.
Yeah, but say like it would have been like a whole turn for me if I didn't use an action. Plus an additional 10 feet if I needed to jump.
Yeah, but you're not the problem. People need to get to you.
Yeah. The fact that you're faster is the issue.
Yeah, if you were being faster means you should be further back because then you can close the distance.
I'm just going to throw it out there. Dante asked, he said, and he was told to go. So he followed his orders.
No, you didn't. But yeah, so Dante will come to yours in a moment. Ichi,
Mhm.
can you make me perception?
Yes. My perception plus 6 is a 23.
Okay, so you stop and listen, and some of the thuds and some of the bangs and crashes, they're echoes. It's not all the same thing, and you even think maybe even illusion magic underneath the echo, making it come from different directions. And you focus for a moment and think that you can hear one source of movement, but it doesn't sound like Dante. It sounds more like the golem, and there's the heavy footsteps.
Dante, where are you? Ichi is going to. Didn't prepare decent spells for this.
You mean you didn't have your Find Dante spell?
No, I didn't have locate object ready. That's right. I'm objectifying you, bitch.
Ray Watcher.
I'm gonna kill him.
It is honestly, if you like, it's like getting to the Greek with like fucking, just like he's
Russell
the
Brand
worst
and stuff, it's
person
just
to
like-
fucking babysit.
And then at the end of it, he's sat there like, "It was your fault, bud. Like you
Yeah.
didn't do your job." And it's like,
yeah, you fucking
"Ooh." I'm gonna Jonah Hill be like, "Yeah, you know what? Fine, fuck it. Let's have a threesome."
cunt.
Just stroke the was it the
It's got a
furry
furry
wall?
wall.
There is no furry wall. It's all brick and stone that even bullets couldn't dig through.
And slime.
Oh,
Stroke the slimy wall. Yeah.
Don't stroke the slime.
I dislike you heavily, Chris.
That one was not pleasant.
That wasn't it.
I could feel your immediate regret.
Yeah. Words come out before heads engage.
Ichi's gonna take a knee and is going to start looking for tracks just to see if we're still moving the same way Dante was.
Okay, give me a survival. Aileni will do her own, probably arriving a little bit after you.
Sure thing. Cool. I rolled a 13. Aileni rolls a 19.
Okay. You would take a moment to take a look at the floor and the tracks. You find 5 sets of tracks.
5.
There's one that's really, really big, so it gives Aileni the impression of the golem. And then there's like 4 medium humanoids. One of them moving quite fast and further ahead of the others. You think you're going in a circle. These are your tracks. It does, however, mean that at some point in the loop, theoretically, a set of tracks should deviate.
Yeah.
And as you come to that realization, I'm going to flick over to Dante.
Oh, that's why that is hard.
By me
Damn
failing
it.
to say,
I had so many questions.
Sorry, bro. Write them down if you want to come straight back with
by
them.
me failing a save, have I found the way out of this maze?
Well, we're about to find out. Dante, you're sprinting, following the sound of the footsteps, and you can see ahead of you that the whole hallway seems to open up into a large circular room. And as you cross the threshold, the sound of the thuds and the footsteps just stop. And it's like dead silence as you just... And almost like now that you're like, as you slow your steps into the room, you can hear each of your steps is like...
So my sword's out, like obviously with fire.
So you can see it's fairly well lit in here, but also not that you can see anything lighting it, but you can see everything fairly, well enough. You can see that it's a circular room. It looks like it's not actually like a bridge, but there's almost like a edged pathway through the room. In the very center, you can see that there is a large plinth with almost like a spectral blue veil hanging in midair over the top of it. That almost, again, it wasn't visible when you were like, you could see that the room opened up, but it wasn't like you couldn't see all these details until you like step into the room.
Is it same blue as the blue the candle and blue as
Yes.
the guy?
And as you take a look around, there are odd angles and fractured surfaces as the walls are embedded with crystal shards that mirror and reflect your movements. And as you're sort of moving, you can see hazy reflections against the different bits of glass.
Can I do a religion check or history, depending on what?
You can.
I'm not sure if I get my advantage for any of these things.
Is Celestial covered?
Yes. I want to say. Please bear with me for a moment.
You would recognise as you get closer to the plinth, there is that same Celestial writing on
Fey, Fiend, Undead.
Okay, so...
Yeah, track, Fey, Fiends, or Undead. Yeah, that's it. Bollocks.
Okay.
So yeah, just normal. 19? 18, sorry.
So you're looking, and it definitely is religious in nature, and you're sort of scripting around, and as you start to brush away, and actually the floor is a little bit dusty as you start to brush some of it away, and you start to see more of the inscriptions. And as you sort of glance up in one of the reflections, the reflection looking back at you is not you. for a second, your whole form is Tenebris, and as you like reel back and look up at another crystal, it's you again. But then the sigils around you start to glow, and the crystals start to grow outwards towards you
Oh, this isn't a good sign.
as they just slowly growing.
EG.
No response. And as you look back, the exit that you just came down, that for you just a moment ago was one long straight corridor that you've just sprinted down, it goes 10 foot and then turns left. Again, just growing towards you.
He's going to take the dodge action, and he's going to try to head out of this room.
As you take steps, the sigil that you uncovered in the dust, magic circle. Again, the crystals just very slowly, nothing moving very quickly, but all the crystals in the room just growing towards
AJ! AJ!
Anything you want to wish to think to do?
I don't think I've got. I don't have spells.
You do have proficiency in Arcana, though, and you are trained in how
That's
magic
true.
works.
Okay, thank you. I'll have that. Oh, fuck you. 9. That's with a plus.
Okay, yeah,
6.
no. So you start looking at the sigils, and you're picking out some of them, but you're more obviously Arcana based, and there's so much religious and celestial texting in this that you're just you manage to pick up with the 9 that there's definitely a protection aura sort of inscripted within the magic circle that's lit up. I am gonna flick back over to Ichirolu and Eleni. So following the tracks forward, what I'm gonna ask for is you've got this tracks locked in with the survival. I'm gonna ask for a second survival to accurately pick off when members of the group dipped from the unless to pick them off, but to know which tracks is which. You know that multiple people have moved through here. You can see that on the floor. The golem tracks are going backwards and forwards.
Survival is this.
Yes. And you can either advantage from Eleni or roll for Eleni.
I will roll for Eleni. Ichi has rolled a 25. Eleni has rolled a 21.
Okay, so you're following the tracks, you're moving through, and at a certain point, the golem tracks break off left and go down one of the corridors. As you're passing that corridor, you can hear the noise of wet, slimy echoing from down that corridor, along with the sound of metal on stone as the golem seems to be moving and crashing through the area. To follow the tracks that you believe are Dante's, you would have to continue forwards.
Okay, yeah, Ichi's going to keep a keen, sharp eye on what they believe to be Dante's tracks and start following them.
Okay,
any deviation, any veering, Ichi will be on it.
Okay, so you continue following, and as you move down, you move past another one of these small shrines to Astera with a massive. Sorry, one second. Where is my mural? You see a massive mural behind the shrine of a roaring flame within it containing multiple arcane sigils. Even as you pass it, Ichi, the sigils almost grab your attention as they glow as if they have the essence of magic. And it's almost like conceptual. But for both Volu and Ichi, it almost looks like the arcane runes are capturing the fire. As you continue to sprint down, the tracks all of a sudden hit a T-junction and split. Can everyone make me a perception? As you know that this is not Dante. Dante, are you trying to do anything else in the whole time the crystals are just moving closer and closer and closer? I don't know if there is anything you can do, but I don't want to cross over you either.
I genuinely don't have anything, I don't think. So the only thing that I'm going to do is crouch down in the middle of the circle, effectively. Hold on to his, take out his carvings of his wife and daughter, and then just start praying.
Ichi got a 13 on perception.
13.
And a Lenny got a 24.
Okay, and Volu. Muted still good.
Are we getting any Ichi bonus from this, or
no?
No, that's only for saving throws.
Saving throws. Okay, yeah. 12.
Okay, so Ichi and Volu, you're sort of looking. It's hard to tell. So, and for both of you, you know this is an illusion, but without it's almost too high for you to even investigate your way through the save. And each you would gather that from the fact that you're able to survival and still see tracks, but then this glowing illusion seems just as real as the tracks that you're in. It's powerful magic that seems to permeate the entire facility, dungeon, whatever you want to call it, temple. But for Eleni, they hear the back end of a EG from the right-hand side.
I feel like Eleni would immediately just be like, did you hear that? And as Volu and I are both kind of like, what? And then it'd be like, this way, I assume. I'm trying to get that Eleni like useless. Come on.
Yeah. And yeah, you would be able to continue moving down. You move down maybe another 30 or 40 feet before coming out into the circular room. And again, the second you're moving towards a circular room, and you can see it as you're moving down the corridor, but it just looks like an empty, large circular room. But as you cross the threshold, again, the sound of all the noise around you cuts out, and you're suddenly in the room. And in the center, well, first of all, the first thing you would notice, Ichi, is there's like a crystal spike here, like growing towards the door. As you stop, you're looking through, and you're gonna have to, Volu, you're gonna be fine, but for Eleni and Ichi, you're gonna have to squeeze through as the doorway is crystal closing over, and as you sort of peek through, you can see in the center of all these crystals starting to form and grow and in sharp spikes towards, in the very, very center, Dante.
Dante's in the center and the spikes are growing towards them.
So if you imagine he's like on the inside of one of those crystal rocks cracked open. And they're all just growing down. I'd say at this point, Dante, can you give me an acrobatics to it's positioning yourself in a way that
14.
Okay. Dante, you look up and see Ichi like peering through the cracks in the crystal door that's forming over. And as you turn to like get his attention, one of the juts cuts across you. You take 3 points of piercing damage. and as your blood drops down, it immediately hisses, and the gem that it hits turns red. And as the sort of almost the fire energy passes into it, it shoots down, and all the crystals, and each you would see this, the room temperature just plummets as the whole room gets frosty cold, and the spikes almost crystallize ice on the end of them.
Ichi, I'm trapped.
Right, we'll get you out.
It's a magic circle. I've got nothing.
And I'm going to say at this point, with us being so close, can everybody roll initiative, as I need to keep track of what is happening when and how long things are taking.
14.
Myself, Volu, and Eleni getting bonus from me.
23.
Eleni got an 11, and Ichi got a 24.
Oh, damn.
So I'm going to relay any information that I do have, like what I have found and what I've seen, and so when I did my roll earlier, was it religion?
Yes. No, well, you did an Arcana and a religion. So
Right,
the religion,
Arcana I got nothing for. So
yeah, essentially, yeah, the Arcana you didn't do so well. The religion that you confirmed that it's definitely the same iconography as what you've been looking at the whole way through. It definitely seems Lorixan, like the rest of the temple has all the symbols. It looks like the same sort of stuff.
it's Lyrixan in nature.
Makes sense.
Okay, on top of the round, each.
How this like doorway that I'm in.
So it's
But
currently.
it looks like a doorway from Dante's perspective, yeah?
Yeah, no, even from your perspective. So essentially,
Okay.
you're looking at a door frame, but if you imagine the door frame is like three, like a foot deep, right? It's like a thick
Uh-huh.
stone door frame. The crystals are just growing across it. So it's like you're still seeing the frame of the door, but where you should be able to walk, there's now maybe a zigzagging crack of maybe about a few inches.
So effectively, we're in the crystal maze. Time when so like time's going to run out, and then someone's going to be locked in.
Pretty much. I don't have anything that I don't have any like dispel magic or anything. I can't get rid of that circle. You do?
Okay, so I think to be fair, I like you, Ichi, as you're like thinking I'm gonna move to Voldu, who's also only one initial lower on a 23.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
With
you
kind
want to buff him with before he goes.
yeah, just as a brief little like thinking about everything that's happening and knowing that Volu has more of these specialities, also the smaller size able to get in easier. Ichi's going to put a hand on Volu's shoulder, kind of like give it a reassuring like squeeze. Do you reckon you've got this?
I can certainly try.
Don't worry, I have faith in you. And as Ichi says that, the iris will flash, Ichi's eyes will flash, and I'm going to give you protection from good and evil. Just as a little buff to whatever extra effects may happen. So from any aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead, you have those things have disadvantage on you. You can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by those. And if you are already charmed, frightened, or possessed, those you have advantage on anything. So yeah, it might just help you get a little bit closer, especially with your fae aspect as well.
Okay, coming to Voldu.
Yeah, gonna try and dispel that ring.
So you just go. So you don't need to roll anything to get through the gap. So are you just going straight through the gap that's presented?
Yeah.
Okay, you jump in and slip through, but immediately the ground itself is spikes, like stalagmite style. So you can move through. You can either half speed it for no roll, no risk, and as you carefully pick your way through, or you can attempt an acrobatics to move at your normal speed. The plinth in the middle is 30 feet. So to be fair, right now you can't see the circle, but also dispel magic is an area, and you know that.
Yeah. So I can do it even.
So you could probably do it from here if you don't want to move any closer. Um,
What am I gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna go half speed. I'm just not try and fudge this.
okay, so you start picking your way through. On initiative 20, the spikes grow a little bit further, the door starting to shift a little. You're still not small enough to impede Volu, but you seeing you literally see the spikes growing as you're stepping through and past them. Dante, anything? So you would know, Dante. So the thing stops you. Your items have been able to go through. You know that any attacks through have disadvantage or anything like that, but you can physical things do pass through it.
Is there anything in here like the candle?
Only the blue veil over the plinth.
Gonna try to hit that. Or is it like stone structure? Or is it kind of like
There's
hanging?
There's a stone plinth, the plaque on top with the stuff, and then almost like a blue veil draped over the top of the plinth that's just sort of hanging down.
Like magical? Are we just talking
No, like a physical piece of cloth that's looked like like a bride's veil.
and that's around me? Or
No, over the plinth.
yeah.
So that's like over there, 5 foot to your left.
Anything on the plinth?
Just this plaque that's got this celestial writing on it that you recognize as the same writing you've seen around the place, but you can't read.
There's a plaque over here. I'm going to telekinesis it over to them.
Okay, they move it over. Unfortunately, remember, only Sir Arthur was
Yeah, no,
able to read Celestial, but you are able to move the sort of wooden plaque over towards them.
But yeah, I don't really. So I've got nothing to hit. I've got nothing no buttons, no gems, no candles, no.
No, I would say that you know that you could try and damage the area the circle is.
So the only reason I didn't do that was because to be honest, I thought you couldn't do that because that'd be a really cheap way. Because
I'm pretty
people
sure.
summon demons and that, so it'd be like trap them in these things.
But demons don't normally go in with weapons and items, right? So they can't physically hit through it. But yeah, you have disadvantage on attack rolls against targets outside the circle. So essentially, if you had a demon can throw a magic blast at you, but it's just got disadvantage. So that's why they're still be fucking careful. It's still a fucking demon. They don't just magic circle all's well and good now. You still then protect yourself and drink stop possession and all those sorts of things. You know what I mean?
I thought it stopped all magic as well. I remember we
it
used it,
is. Can't enter by non-magical means. If you try and teleport, you've got to do a charisma saving throw first. You have disadvantage on attack rolls against anything outside, and anything outside can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna try to do something to interact with the circle, though my arcana was shit, so I don't know
Okay, so I'd say just by instinct, you try and like feel out to like break it or smudge it, and your hand won't pass through. But you do notice that like the bits that hang from your armor do just swing past the point.
So okay, so I'm going to use my sword to kind of be like, because it's
Okay,
lit on fire as well
make a disadvantaged attack roll
against the marking on the floor.
against the floor. Well, this is great engraved into the floor, so you're trying to actually like damage the floor enough.
So that's 15, I think.
Okay, so you strike against the floor, and you feel almost like shield, like magically repelled. Your sword didn't ding off the floor; it like dunk off something else that was like on the floor for a second.
Right.
Not that it's not hittable, but just that it's got higher AC.
Liam,
Yes,
remind me,
yes.
if I was to place the stained glass window on the floor, it wouldn't cause a window that would allow me to see through the floor, but it could still summon a window that like it would cause the indentation of the window.
Check on the writing. So if you look at if you search Robo of Useful Things, I'm pretty sure it says a vertical wall. Check that. If not, you're right. What you're thinking.
Robo useful thing. Useful items.
But while you're just pondering that, because we're down on a Lenny's go, unless Dante, sorry, is with a second attack or trying to continue.
So did Paul actually? Oh, sorry. Did Volu?
Saying, did I actually get to dispel magic or?
Yeah.
Sorry, I completely you wouldn't have been able to dispel because if you're half speed and they're 30 foot away. Well, no, you're just casting it. Sorry, I keep blanking on the fact you can just 120 feet it.
Yeah, I'm getting confused on say what's happening.
That's why I'll just start going.
Yeah.
It's my bad. So Volu, what you get into your position, surrounded by the spikes that are growing outwards. What does it look like as you get your dispelling magic?
Obviously, I'm trying to think. I kind of in my huddle, kind of crouch and place my hands together and feel the ruffle through my body. My cloak almost rustles with anticipation as I cast Dispel Magic.
Okay,
you
are going to have to make the roll as you fire off that magic.
I'm going to do 4th level.
Okay, still going to have to make the roll, but you obviously increases the
DC.
Yeah.
What's my spell casting ability? What is it?
Wisdom, I believe.
Okay. So I rolled a 19.
Okay. You fire off, and the energies of almost the orb of your magic sort of enters into the center of the circle and begins expanding and expanding. And you see there's almost like light blue divine energy sort of being stretched, and the energy expands outwards before it snaps. And almost like you see almost like the trailing dust as the magical circle just like burns away. The ice and crystals are still spiked up in the room, but all of a sudden, as the magical circles burn away, the temperature in the room increases slightly from the cold place it was, and the ice begins to melt away, dripping water dripping all around you.
I'm free.
You are free. You suddenly feel your ability to step through the space.
Wonderful. Thank you, Volu. Very kind. And we'll step through. Can I
wait?
get
They're saying the spikes are still growing, are they not? It's
Yeah, I'm
just the
just
circle that's gone.
Ichi's
Yeah.
glaring at, like, is staring at Dante. Is there anything, like, I'm full insight, any posture change, any eye, like how he's holding his eyebrows, anything of all the time that Ichi's been with him and knows the two.
Drop me an insight.
Insight +3, that will be 18.
He looks okay. Little worn, little ragged. You can see a few of the cuts and stuff on him.
Dante, how are you feeling?
Not nice. It's not a good place to be behind there. I thought I was trapped.
Okay, we're here now.
As the energy continues to melt away, the icicles just dripping and dripping away, all of a sudden, the almost silent protective energies around the room almost begin to fade, as well as you down the corridor back behind you, Ichi, again hear the thumping and crashing, but also as the energies around fade, the red lights almost flicker. There's no electricity in them, but there's almost like an energy disruption as there's like a... And as that happens, that is where we will leave this week's session. Thank you very much for playing. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you're enjoying the adventure and want to see what happens next, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you know when the videos are coming out. And as always, roll well. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.